So what we did here was use a peeler. This is not how you're supposed to use a peeler, but the peeler is the best tool. Very clean, doesn't have a lot of dust, but the best tool to basically with this job. The problem that I have is water behind all the glass, and I gotta take off all the glass. So you see the first pass here, I ripped down past the gel coat, but the glass is still here, and I'm still getting weeping watermarks behind the glass. But here's kind of what we're looking for. This section has been sanded down and it needs to be faired out, but this section is sanded down. You can tell the two different sections here: sanded, non-sanded. So the good news is this is all dried out and sanded, but what I'm talking about here is weeping. See all the water is coming through. Can't have the water behind here. It just basically delams the boat. Won't sink it, but it's just not good to have it. It's a lot of work, but it's the right thing to do for this particular boat. She's even weeping through here. So we're gonna let her dry out some more, and then we'll sand the section down later. The nice thing about it though is under the boat, basically all the glass has come off. You see here the glass is loose. This is structural. There's no water behind here. That's good news. And this is all dried out. So this is really what I'm after. Just the base, just the structural part. I can glass the rest. The problem is this all has to be sanded down, and I need to get the glass that's peeling. Need to get the glass off. It's peeling. A lot of work, friends. Somebody kept asking me what delamitation is, and then why am I doing this whole ridiculous peeling? Well, here is delamitation, friends. That's delamitation. That is when the glass and the water's got behind it, and it just goes. This whole section is gone down here. This whole section, even up here. It's just delamitated. So, gotta take it off, and that's the reason for that tool. It's not the right use for that tool, but again, as I said before, it does a great job of just cutting this glass into powder. Sucks it right up into the shop vac, so it's not a messy job. And so that's the reason I did this, and that is the reason. Alright friends, hull number 2. Unfortunately, hull number 2 is not even as good as hull number 1. Look at this. Woo! And you ask yourself, well, where did that come from? Let me show you. Hull number 2. Not that good. Unfortunately, what happens, friends, is just a fairing compound, and probably from the manufacturer, this whole area didn't receive any fairing, so the outer skin did not adhere, and so the water was coming up into here. This piece was just totally loose. So, unfortunately, what has to happen, you got to cut that whole section out. This whole section has to come out. Going to cut out this fairing, cut out the foam, redo the foam, and redo the fairing. You could probably sand this down. You could probably try to do a patch job on it, but I'm on the hard, and now is a good time to do it correctly. Again, it looks worse than what it really is because you had to cut back to good glass. The glass is actually held in place, and so this little hole turned into this big hole, and you cut back to this glass. Fortunately, I'm going to have to cut this out because you can see the discoloration. See the discoloration in glass? This glass is basically flapping in the wind. It's going to come right out. So this hole is going to get a little bigger. But the good news is this is the structural part, and the structural part is really good. The structural part is solid. No water protruded into the structural part. So for some reason, this boat delamitated very poorly.